Okay. Well, thanks so much for joining. Today is the last day of the boot camp number 5. So I'm excited to share with you. I was doing the elliptical this morning and was thinking about what I wanted to talk about because I hadn't prepared yet. So this is kind of more of just the wrap up, the end. But there's still so much to learn and still so much to share with you that I think will, just along the way, maybe even in our team calls on Tuesday nights, just take a few minutes at the end for those that want to stay on and keep talking, keep the conversation going. Because I know, like with me, if I don't have someone keeping me accountable or if I don't have a conversation going about it, then I just don't do it, right? Like if no one's kind of checking in with me. So at the end of every team call, we'll just kind of go into those that want to stay on for more of this type of information and ideas and things like that, then we'll stay on for that. So anyway, so today I'm going to talk about 90-day goal. So your 90-day goal and for your health, what do you have for your 90-day goal? So list 3 things and then actions. So like for instance, I put on mine run, swim, dance. So I'm not a very good dancer. I will admit that, kind of like a white girl dancer. So I am going to look into learning 1 dance a week. So maybe sometime I'll show you guys those dances. I was actually at a convention, Isogenics, and I had done a program with Rod Hairston, who coaches for Healthy Mind and Body. Maybe seen him on the videos. And he had all of us that came to Growth U get up on dance on stage, which for me, that's like my biggest fear. Like getting, first of all, stage, number 1, like my uncomfortable zone comes in. But then number 2, then dancing on stage. I was kind of like, this is in a room full of probably 500 people. And so anyway, just that was one of those things I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so out of my comfort zone right now. So maybe if you guys can dance, you can help me out. And then swimming and running. Obviously running will be after the baby. But as soon as I have the baby, I want to start getting back into running. Okay. And then, for business, what is your 90-day goal? And then your actions, how are you going to get there, right? So like I talked about with your health, so maybe it's going to a class, so that's the action. Taking a new type of class, how many times per week are you going to do that? So this is for the weekly action. So for your business, think of 3 goals, and then think of the actions that you need to take to get those. That's actually like when I kind of started, when I did this the first time, I started doing the team call. Was because I didn't have a team call. I always just relied on my upline to do a team call, and I invited my team to that. But if you're a leader, if you're on here right now, you're a leader. So I know for me, like I wasn't a leader before. I wasn't ever in management. But I would always go to conferences and conventions, and I was the only one there. And so they're like, okay, so you're a leader if you're the only one here. Like you're a leader because you're already doing those things. And so Barb and Stephanie, you guys are leaders. So I'm not saying you have to do a team call right now, but those are just an idea of something that you start leading your team, right? And sometimes there's one person on your team when you start leading, and sometimes then there's more, and more will come, right? And so, like for instance, I have to hit 2-star, golden circle, 2-star executive. And so what am I doing every day for that? So you just think of the 3 things that every week that you can do, the action steps. And then for your life, so is that going to church, family, dates, whatever it is, but think of your life and your relationships. What do you want that to look like in 90 days? And then what are the 3 action steps to get there? So like for instance, we have Friday nights as our family night. I don't do any calls then, that type of thing. Everything is just family. And then for me, I, talking about going to church and things like that. So I've made sure I am putting that in my schedule so that it happens. Or I listen to it online. And then think about like your 90-day vision. So in 90 days, say like, for instance, I use the example of the 2-star golden circle. If it for you is something else, executive, manager, director, whatever it is, just put it down. And you're going to say, I am a, and then whatever that title was or that position was, that rank with Isagenix, and whatever your vision is for you, right? So in your life, in your business, in your health, whatever that vision is for you, write that down as you've already achieved it. And so that way, like every morning when I do my affirmations, I say that thing, that 90-day vision, every morning, that I'm already that, right? Okay, because your conscious mind and your subconscious mind does not know difference between if you're there or not. It will start working for you, and the universe will start working for you, bringing those people in your life to help you get to that vision. And will help you mindset-wise too. Okay, so we talked about vision. Like I said, right as you've already achieved it. The next thing is thinking about distractions and building a schedule that allows you to concentrate solely on the 2 types of activity. And in the success formula they have in the 90-day action plan, they talk about 80% of income producing activities. So that's like things like making social media posts, sharing the Isagenix opportunity with people, doing training calls, hosting an in-home sample party or launch party, helping someone pick their first pack, maybe messaging them to see how they're doing accountability-wise, that type of thing. So that's income producing activities. And then 20% of your time on personal and team development. So your personal development could be like reading or attending events or setting your schedule, wearing Isagenix gear in public, or learning and sharing the you share, they share, repeat script, learning the 3-way call outline, right? Recognize a team member on social media, having a call with one of your team members, going to coffee with one of your team members to find out what their goals are and what they want to achieve and helping them get there. And so the 80-20, 80% being your activities for income producing, and then 20% personal and team development. I've learned, through the years now with Isagenix, 3.5 years, that I, at the beginning, was just so much me doing my activity and doing the things I needed to do, that I didn't focus on the team and the people that I was bringing into Isagenix. And then before you know it, then they're gone, or they stopped using the products or whatever. So when you check in with people, whether it's the product users or the business builders, sometimes it's different communication back and forth. But we know all of us are product users, right? And so if we're all doing Healthy Mind and Body, if we're all doing Ice to Body Challenge, it's helping with accountability and coaching. And so those are tools that you have. And then the next thing is setting your schedule. So, whether that's part-time or full-time, depending on what you want, what you have time for, and being intentional with your time. So how many hours a week will you dedicate to your business and to Isagenix? What time is off limits for personal time? So like I said, Friday nights, it's usually 5:30 or 6 o'clock. That's when I pretty much am done with Isagenix. I'm all family time. And then certain other times during the week. And then I know for me, my schedule now and my schedule before when I was in corporate America. So my schedule, it looked like it's 6 a.m. to 12 a.m., a hour slot or 30-minute slot here. And if you have the Isagenix planner, that's really good because they have the time slots broke out for you. But, looking at the time during the day, when you have pockets of time to do what they call the power hour, or the 15 minutes of focus. And so when you look at your schedule, you're going to find that you have that time, or you can block it off. And the power hour is completing your Healthy Mind and Body, adding 3 new people to your contact list. So that could be Facebook, that could be meeting new people. So maybe you're out getting your nails done, or you're at a party or something like that. Adding 3 new people to your contact list, sending 5 text messages to people from your contact list, scheduling 2 follow-up appointments for next week, inviting 3 people to an in-home party or event or training call, post a well-crafted image or video on social media to create interest. So those are just examples of a power hour. You can do different things, obviously. And then the next thing is scheduling 15 minutes to accomplish these tasks. So send 5 text messages, make 1 follow-up call, schedule a 3-way call, post a quick image or video on social media to create interest. So 15 minutes of focus, and then a power hour. And so looking at where you can schedule those in your day or in your week. And obviously everybody has different goals. So let's just give an example. So say for instance, you have a goal to have 2 people, right? So once you have 2 people in Isagenix, then that will help you get your products paid for and go from there, right? Or an extra income. So if you are wanting to have 2 people join you, most likely you're going to need to do at least 10 calls to do that. So ensure the whole opportunity. So that's 5 training calls, and then by then you're probably able to do the calls on your own, or I can help you and continue to do the calls, all 10 of them. It's fine. I don't mind helping you. So if you're sharing with 10 people, then most likely the numbers just work out to 2 people will join. And that's, of course, if you follow up with them. If you don't follow up with them, they're probably not going to join. If you share the information with them, but then never ask them what pack they're going to do and go from there and, kind of just check in with them. If they're not ready to sign up at the beginning, then they're not going to do it. Like, you have to follow up with them too. And some people will join Johnny on the spot. Like, they'll hear the information and they'll say, you'll say at the end, how would you like to get started? And they'll say, okay, I want to do the 30-day, or I want to do the premium pack, or I want to do the value pack immediately, right? And so for instance, like right now is the February frenzy for Isagenix. So that was that $1,700 in extra bonuses on top of everything else. And so if that's my personal goal, is to have 10 new members. So for that, I'm just going to take that ratio, which is times 5. So to get 10, to get 10 times 5 would be 50. So I'm going to share with 50 people in the month of February. So that makes sense. So then I break it out per week. How many is that? And then sometimes per day. So I try to do 3 a day. Sometimes I get 3 and sometimes I don't. I just never know, right? So like today I had that video chat. My friend Ashley joined, so that's 1 for today. And so you just kind of go from there. And then we'll just talk about different ways to support your customers, and so they join, right? So you've done the opportunity share, they decide to go ahead and get started with Isagenix. And then, it just doesn't you're like, okay, I enrolled you, goodbye, good luck. Like, no, you're accountability partners, you're locking arms, you're doing this together, you're getting healthy together. And so what does that look like? Making sure they're doing back office training. I think that's so crucial. Back office training helps them, so you're not answering questions about orders and all of that. They know how to do it. They're doing it on their own. They know how to download apps like ISA Order, so they can order on their phone, or use their back office on the computer or something, or iPad. They're doing Healthy Mind and Body, so you share that with them on the back office training. You're sharing ISA Body Challenge with them. And so the back office trainings, just like the training calls, you should be doing at least 5 back office trainings with myself or your sponsor before you do your own back office training. So it's kind of like the training call, right? You don't know how to share the opportunity with people until you've done 5 training calls. Same thing with the back office training. You don't know how to do the back office training until you've probably done that 5 times with your upline, with your sponsor, the person that enrolled you, or myself. I'm always open for those. And so those are very important. And they also help with retention because as you'll find, it's easier to keep a happy customer than it is to go find a new customer. And so you want to retain people. And when they do things like ISA Body Challenge and Healthy Mind and Body, the retention goes up tremendously. I can't stress that enough. So, and then Obviously, if they're getting their products paid for, they're also most likely going to stay in using Isagenix as well. So the retention goes up there. So just even the you share and they share, you know, helping them get to a consultant will help them with retention. Okay, so there's nice, easy apps. Once they join to help them, we talked about ISA Order, and then there's ISA Wallet. ISA Wallet will help you once you enroll one person. Isagenix will deposit the money on your account for your product introduction bonus if you referred them a pack. And so you'll get an email from Isagenix saying you have a commission, and they'll send you, once you've confirmed that information, then they'll send you an ISA Wallet card, and that's where they deposit the money. I will say, I used to work in the banking world, and so I would see people get their accounts hacked on their debit card, right? I know somebody who's actually gotten their ISA Wallet card hacked because they use it online. So I would say, like, I always transfer the money from my ISA Wallet card to my checking account. And so you can set up your checking account on there. It's all secure, and then you can transfer that money however often you want to. So I highly recommend that part of it. And then when you have deposits on your ISA Wallet card, Isagenix will send you an email. It's either Monday or Tuesday if there's a holiday, letting you know you have a deposit and a commission for that week. So you can track that. There's an ISA Wallet app, and then you can just go to isawallet.com for that too. And then from there, you can see your commissions reports on your back office under team. You can see who's on your team. So you can see the tree yourself, and then you can see who's underneath of you. So if you have maybe somebody you've added or someone on your team is added, you can see that. You can see your business volume, so helping you look at how many cycles you have or how far you are from a cycle. That'll help as well. And then you can pull up your commission report to see how much you've earned over a period of time. And then if it's more than $600, you go to 1099. And I know Stephanie was sharing this earlier today, that you know, there's some nice, obviously consult with your tax advisor, but there are some nice tax benefits for having a business, home-based business. So once you start receiving income, you technically have a home-based business, right? So for instance, you know, I write off part of my home office. I'm writing off part of my cell phone, my mileage, to meetings, that type of thing. When I have business meetings like lunches and coffees and things like that, I'm writing off the, you know, different expenses, right? Products that I get for launch parties, things like that. So definitely consult with a tax advisor, but know that there are some benefits as well. And then, let's see here. So the things I think I want to make sure that you have from this boot camp, and if you just listen to this boot camp and you haven't listened to any of the others, is knowing your why, right? Because that's going to drive you. That's going to help you set goals for yourself. That's going to help you moving forward, period. But the, you know, making your list, that's important. Setting your schedule, knowing when you're doing it. The power hour, the 15 minutes of focus. And the next thing is, remember you're a champion. When things get tough, you keep going. When you keep pushing through, keep asking people, you keep connecting with people, you deserve your vision. People are going to say no, right? Like, it's going to happen. When you ask enough people, someone's going to say yes. And so just know, like, your posture, if you come out like very shy, very reserved, not with a lot of confidence, kind of like an Eeyore or something like that, then that's the energy you're going to attract. And if you're trying to attract an amazing business builder, an amazing leader, an amazing product user into your business, you're going to have to up-level your posture, your confidence, all of that. And I've noticed too, like, you know, now I find more business builders because that's what I'm looking for. Of course, like, I still want product users. I want to help people lose 50 pounds. I want to help people lose 100 pounds. But if I'm focused on just helping product users, then I'm not going to find business builders. And so when you start putting the energy out there and asking people who they know that might want to have an extra stream of income, then the business builders come. This morning we had a call the video chat, and my friend Ashley joined. She's somebody who wants to use the products, but she also would like the business side too. So when people are saying, oh, I can't afford that, I don't have the money for that, they want the business. They need the business, right? They need extra income. They're not even realizing it, but they're telling you that they are struggling financially. And so you have a gift to share with them that can help them with that too, with their health, but then also financially. And there are so many people every night that pray, they just want a solution or an answer to their credit card debt or their school debt, or just being able to pay their bills without worrying every month about it. And so you can help them, right? And then the next thing would be, the top 3 things. So top 3 takeaways for this whole boot camp. Okay, first of all, 5 to 7 training calls. Like, it's definitely going to help you in the long run. Printing out that 3-way call outline. I'll post that today. So having that 3-way call outline when you do your training calls. And then obviously your list, right? Because that's who you're going to contact about doing the training calls. And I find if you message them and just say, hey, can you talk? And then asking them if, hey, I'm doing some training for the products I'm using. I would love, to share it with you. Would you just be willing to listen for my training? And if you're doing that over the phone with them, they can hear that you're excited. They can hear that you like the products. And, they may ask some questions, but you can say, hey, like, we'll cover that on the training call. Like, that's what it's for. I'm learning how to share this with people. And so when they ask me, I want to know what to say. And so when you're doing that over the phone with them, it's a totally different conversation. If you send them a message, it's going to be easy to say, nope, sorry, don't have time. Or I'm just not going to respond to Jessica, because if I don't respond, then I don't have to do the training call, or whatever it is, right? So just think about it that way. Is sometimes if it's something so important, like if you wanted to tell your best friend something so important, or your mom something so important, you're going to probably call her on the phone and talk to her about it, right? This world is so much about, just a text message or just a Facebook message that sometimes we forget to have actual conversations with people and connecting with people. So that's the three takeaways that I would say from this whole entire boot camp. If you got nothing else, then those are the top 3 things. And I know that, if you want to hit, get your products paid for, if you want to hit a rank in Isogenics, that you can do that. And I'm here with you to support you and to help you along the way. And the people that show up tend to be the ones who get those results. So if you're somebody who is not putting time and energy into it, then you're probably not going to get those results, right? Because anything worth doing or anything worth having is going to require some action on your part as well. So if you're not eating healthy and you want to lose weight, probably not going to happen. If you're eating pizza every day, but if you're, same thing with the business, if you're not reaching out to people, or if you're not connecting with people, then same thing, like, how are you going to expand your network? And you do want to expand your network with this, just adding people on Facebook, or adding people that you're meeting out and about. Maybe it's your server at the restaurant. She's got an amazing personality. You would love to have her in your business, right? So think about the people who you want in your business, what type of energy they have, what type of people they are, what qualities they have. And then you will start to see those people like in your life. And so just ask them, because most likely, I know when I was a server, when I was a bartender, I had 2 or 3 jobs. That was just this is my part-time job, right? So most of them are looking for something else. So that's what I have. I'm going to stop the recording.